Hi, I'm Sheriff Gerald Baker. Born and raised right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Went to William G. Enlow High School. Graduated from St. Augustine's College here in Raleigh. And I have been working for your O.P. Sheriff's Office for the last 28 years. And during those 28 years with the Sheriff's Office, I've had the privilege and the ability and the opportunity to be able to work in most of the areas that make up your Sheriff's Office. And over those years, it's allowed me to be able to help people, and that's one of the things that I love. It's helping people, and all people, and not just one group of people. That's one of the things that 30 years fast forward later, I'm here as sheriff now with that same commitment to helping people, all people. I want to make sure that that sheriff's office is an office where everyone who resides in this county feels free to come and allow us to help them when they need help, they need assistance, they need advice, that we can provide for them. We're there to do that. So again, that commitment, that dedication, that commitment to helping people has never changes. It's always the same. It has been the same, and it always will be the same. We want the citizens, and we want people who reside in this county to feel that they can come to the sheriff's office, and they can, and we will do all we can to help them with whatever it is they may have, any questions, and that they have no reason to fear us as officers, as law enforcement. I do know and understand the history and what could cause hesitation and in terms of approaching law enforcement. But those are the things that we're here to try to change. It is a new time in this country and in this world where we're trying to make ourselves approachable, and where anyone who has sometimes had a fear of having contact with law enforcement are free and feel comfortable to do that. We've in that office, one of the first things we did was we started a community relations office, which is headed up by a group of individuals who are committed to serving this county in our office, and from different cultures, different backgrounds, and that's one, again, in line with the vision that we had and that I had in terms of serving this county and making this office a sheriff's office for everyone. Another thing that we did when we came into office is we took a stance on the 287G program. That is a program that was derived from Homeland Security through Immigration Customs Enforcement back during 9/11, and its purpose was to federal enforcement of immigrants and trying to bring immigrants into custody and have them deported back to their native land and native country. It since that time has become a part of here in the United States, where the federal government sought partnerships through local law enforcement to assist them in bringing these immigrants that they were seeking into custody through local law enforcement activity, and hold them on detainers for them to be able to come get them and have them eventually deported. It was a program that is, according to the federal government, was not mandated, which means it was not mandatory that local law enforcement participate in it. So it became a choice of the sheriff in the various counties and various states as to whether or not they chose to participate. The sheriff prior to this administration chose to participate in that program, and as a candidate, and first of all, as a human being and someone who, again, always looking at how we can help people. and looking at ways to be able to live together and coexist together. I took those concerns of mine personally into the candidate Gerald Baker, and then subsequently upon our victory here into Sheriff Baker, to not be a part and not participate in that program. And that reason is, again, now as sheriff, it is my duty, my responsibility, I believe, and even in the oath that I took, that it's my job to serve and protect every person who resides in Wake County. So when you look at that, there may be, many concerns concerning immigration, but I believe my job is to make sure that if you reside in Wake County, then this office should be there to serve you and anyone else, regardless of who you are, and what your background, what your culture is, and how you are presently in our county or living in Wake County. It's not my job. My job is to serve and protect you and create an office with an atmosphere where you're free to come and receive the services that we provide. So as a result of that, we've met with a lot of groups, a lot of programs that people are offering in an effort to help, different communities, live and exist and be able to, have identification. One of those is a faith ID program that they came and sat down and met with us. They presented the program, and what that is it was an effort through this group to produce a identification for their community that would be accepted and supported by law enforcement in an effort to help law enforcement. And that, again, that's them reaching out, trying to help us, help them, and by producing these IDs that we say we will, support and accept to help us identify people from their community, from that community. And that will go, help us in many, many ways in terms of knowing that we have the right person that we may be detaining in custody for various reasons, and that we're subsequently charging the right person and knowing who we're dealing with. So that was a big step and a really, really good effort from the Hispanic Latino community to show that they're meeting us too. They want to, we're trying to come out and make this office to where we can help, but they're wanting to help us as well. So that's a part of that partnership that we're very excited about. And with that, it kind of falls in line to some of the legislation that we've been watching over the last month or two, where, again, following the fall election there, here in the state of North Carolina, there were about 7 or 8 new sheriffs who were elected who chose not to participate in the 287G program. Well, what resulted from that was you had a group of legislators who felt like we should, but by federal law, we didn't have to, and we made that decision of our own. We had the constitutional right to do that. Well, they went and introduced legislation to force us, have law to force us to participate, and by included in that legislation was also the ability to allow the public to come and file a lawsuit and sue us for if we don't participate in that program. So it was some really hot legislation is what we call. We were watching it. Those who were proponents and those who were opponents, watching that legislation to see what was going to happen with it. We met. We were down there at the House on several occasions while it was being discussed and being voted on. And currently, it is about to approach the governor's desk that made it through the House and made it through the state Senate. So, but our governor has indicated that, he supported and opposed it. And so, which means that more than likely, if it makes its desk, it'll be vetoed. And so we're sitting back like everyone else, and we're looking to see what the outcome is going to be on House Bill 370. The question is, what can the community do to help the sheriff's office? We've talked about some of the steps and the measures that we're taking to help the community, but the community itself can, again, understand that, first and foremost, we're a law enforcement agency, and we conduct and govern ourselves according to the law. The things that we do sometimes, and the actions that we take are of the law, the things that the law requires us to do as law enforcement. But being in a community and being out and trying to help, the first thing is making sure, if just to say you're waiting and you're trying to obtain citizenship, while you're doing that, I think it's a situation where, the desire to become a citizen of this country and reside here, which means you would be one who would want to make sure that you understand the laws of the country, of this country, and making sure that state and national, state, and local laws, so that you can always be within the law, and that protects you from having any contact, hopefully it should, from law enforcement in a negative way, which means, long story short, what I'm saying is, make sure that you're not out there breaking the law, which causes the law to have contact with you, which you could subsequently find yourself arrested, and at that point, if you don't hold citizenship, thrusts you into the immigration situation. So again, just being good citizens, being good residents of the county, and making sure that you're doing your part to we all here trying to just seek and have a decent life, a good life for our children. So that's the part where you can come in by making sure that you're being positive examples for your children, making sure that you're abiding by the law, and when law enforcement comes into your community, instead of stepping back and being afraid, step out and communicate with them, and don't be afraid. And if you have problems with law enforcement, then there are ways that those problems can be fixed. If law enforcement is mistreating anyone in this county, there are ways for that to be dealt with through formal complaint. And don't be afraid to do that, because I can assure you, I can't speak for the past, but I can speak for the present time. If you have problems with this office, this sheriff is here to make sure that we're treating people right. And so we've got tons of programs with our community relations office. They are doing a wonderful job of planning events and making themselves available for all the communities that make up Wake County, and particularly the Hispanic and Latino communities, because that's something that's very important to me personally, and is very important to this office, and a community that makes up a good percentage of the citizens and the people who reside here in this county. So, and they contribute to our economy each and every day in many areas. So, we want to make sure that everyone is being treated the same as pertains to this office. You can look up and find some of the events that the Sheriff's Office through our Community Relations Office will be posted on ProCops. That's a website for the Sheriff's Office that was created by the person who heads up that office. And it's full of information that's very, very useful. Again, it shows all of our events, when they're going to be, where they're going to be, and usually at those events we've got things, little giveaways that we have. So it's a lot of fun, and we would love for more participation, more turnout in this partnership of making this office everyone's sheriff's office.